Hello, Jim Tech Buzz, new product in, and this is from Toperson, which sells a good variety of home theatres. So this is a Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 5G HD home portable projector. You've got 1080p, you've got Bluetooth 5.1, Wi-Fi and Dolby. Your Wi-Fi works on both bands, which is 2.5 or 2.4, and 5G, which is good because a lot of tech doesn't, so that's a good start. You have 1080p full HD plus 500 lux brightness, 8500 lux brightness, sorry, and it can adopt upgrade to LCD. So you have 188 NSI lumens or 8500 lux technology, and you've got a native 1920 by 1080p display. So we'll get it unboxed and have a look, and we'll see what else we get inside. You can get up to 200 inches, which is pretty cool. And you've got your advanced Dolby 5.1 connection for great sound, which of course is what you want when you're watching stuff like on a big display like that, which will give you an option to watch stuff at home rather than go to a theatre if you want, if you're into that. But I'm always using projectors at home, so that's pretty much it. And you've got Keystone and Zoom cooling system as well, which is all cool. So let's open it up and have a look and see what it looks like, as there's not a whole lot on the box, as you can see. That's just how that is. So we're going to take it out, see what's inside, and we will get on with it, get it set up, and then as we do with all our projectors, we can give you a closer look when we have it set up and what's on. So in here we have got a remote control, pretty cool. You've got some HDMI cables there, you've got your mains, and you've got your cables for sound. And let's have a look at the remote. No batteries, but that's it there. It's a simple remote and it looks fairly familiar. It's probably a generic remote control. Yes, it is very familiar indeed. It's generic with the same UI as even some projectors I have here in the house now, with a simple navi pad there and all this stuff here. But we'll go through all that later on. Just a quick look at those cables there if you want to know what they look like. That's them. You need an adapter for the plug. And of course, let's see how long this HDMI cable is. And it looks pretty good. Then you typically find that's a nice decent long cable, so you'll have plenty of room to mess around with there should you need to, depending on where your plug is and all that kind of stuff. Leave that there. Right, and it's not too heavy either, so it is a little bit bigger than what I have here at home already and what I've recently tested. So you're going to get a user guide inside as well, which is that there. And this is what it looks like here. So underneath you've got some rubber feet, and you've got an option to pop on a tripod or whatever the case is there should you want. And you can see there on front you've got the Toperson branding, and you've got all your physical controls here should your remote control go missing, and your lens cover here, so that's what it looks like there. And you can, this will be your autofocus and zoom, or your focus, and we have to test out what this guy is for here. So onto the back, let's have a look here. So you can see you've got a fan there that'll keep all things cool. You've got a HDMI port, you've got your two USB ports, and you've got your AV and your headphones. So if you want to plug in headphones, even better. Main supply here, and does this guy pop off? I don't think so. We'll have a look at that later on as well. But, and there's your IR sensor there, I think, so that looks alright there. And that's basically it for the shape and the size. So there's your zoom here, or your focus. So you can see how that works there, and then we'll see what this one does here when we get it set up. It could be keystone correction, I don't know, but some projectors work different on their functions and how they're laid out on their manual controls. So that's pretty much it there. So closer look up at the buttons, and you can see there you've got your mains power, you've got a back button, OK, and these look like skip and reverse and all the usual stuff you'd expect to find. So that's pretty much it for the unboxing. Stay tuned after the break when we go through it, show you what's on it and how it works and how good the picture quality is what everyone wants to know. If you're shelling out for a decent projector, at least you get a nice lens cap as well there to cover it when not in use, which is pretty cool. So we'll see you after the break for more. So welcome back to Jim with the Toperson Projector. We're going to check out today, so we're going to give you a look at what you're going to get. Now there's no native store in this, so what you can do is hook up your phone through Cast, your Amazon, your Google Chromecast, which is what I've got plugged in, and you can plug in your gaming machines as well if you want, as well for gaming, all that kind of stuff. So up on the top bar you can see you've got movie, music, photo and text. So you can check all those out when you go into text there, and you've got your photos there which you go through, and your music, which is wherever is connected. So just to reiterate, there's nothing actually stored on the device itself out of the box, which is a bit of a pity. On the left you've got your multimedia menu, so you've got your HDMI, your multi-screen, AV and VGA. So for your multimedia you will have to have, again, your stuff plugged in, but what we're going to do here is if you go into HDMI there, you will then be given the options to pop in. For example, I have my Chromecast popped in, and that's what it's going to look like there. Now this is about 12 foot back from the, maybe 10 feet back from the wall, so that's just to give you kind of an idea of the distance. The picture does actually look better coming through the phone than there is on the wall, just take that into mind, but it's still very good and bright. But again, you've got a load of settings to toy around with, so we're going to have a look at those now. So you can see you've got your picture, your sound and your time and options in here. So you've got your software update, OSD language, restore factory default, color range, your OSD duration, Wi-Fi settings and Bluetooth. So you can connect via Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. As I mentioned in the unboxing, we are connected to our Wi-Fi at the moment. So you've got your timer there as well if you want to have a mess around with that for certain times, to turn things on and off and all of that. So you've got your sound, you've got your auto, your surround sound. So you have to go in here when you're watching something and you can put that on there. So we're going to pop on the surround, and when we're looking at something which won't be a film because it'll be copyright struck, we can have a look at that in more detail. Picture, important part. So you've got image scaling. So I did mention on the unboxing you have a toggle, and one of the toggles is the keystone, like so, and the other one is the zoom. So that's what I kind of imagined unboxing, and it turned out to be correct. So your picture mode, you go in here and you can see you've got your contrast, you've got your brightness, your color, sharpness and tints. So you can go in here, you've got dynamic, you've got standard, you've got soft, and then the user. So if I'm going to go into the user to show you what you can do there. So if we go into the brightness, here's where you're going to see the picture change. Now how bright you get, you see it gets very washed out there, but depending, again, you have to have the distance between your wall and the projector right to change the actual image quality. But it's fairly good in comparison to some other ones I reviewed, but nothing has touched the 4K one I have at the moment. But again, some of the projectors I have tested even recently don't give you the options to change the brightness or the contrast or the colour. So that's nice to see, and you know, again, it'll take a bit of time to mess around to get the colour dynamics that you want, your sharpness, all that kind of stuff's in there in your tint. So again, that's up to yourself and what you want to have the picture look like, but the option is there to get the desired picture or the best that you can get. So your projector mode, normal front. So again, you know what all that means. You can turn the picture around like so, and your image scaling is 100% there. So we're going to go like this and see what happens here. you can just see yourself there. Just going to pop that back up. And again, back onto the menu, you've got your aspect ratio and noise reduction. So up here is noise reduction, which is middle. So you can again go through these here and pick whichever suits yourself. Aspect ratio auto. So again, you can change that to 4.3, 16:9, which is everyone's preferred option. And I'm just going to zoom that a little bit better there because it doesn't look the best. And that's pretty much what you're going to get there. So back into the menu, you have got all that there, and again your color, temperature, and picture mode, which is user, which we checked there. Okay. Up next is going to be your casting options. So we need to go back into the multimedia menu there. So if you go up here, it's the cast screen. You can cast here with Windows, iOS, Miracast, iOS Cast, DLNA, and your cast settings. So you'll go in here and go through all this here. Our Wi-Fi is already set up, as you can see the bar up on top on the right hand side. Your online update and all that other good stuff in there. So that's what it's going to look like there. So I'm going to give you a look at what a cast will look like, and then what the actual image looks like coming through our Google Chromecast, which is the 4K one as well, and see how well they play out, and you can check it out for yourself. And that's basically it, all there is to it. There's nothing too complicated about it whatsoever. The only downside is that you don't have an inbuilt store like you'd have Aptoid, you know, Google Play. But you can cast from your phone, whatever the case is. You might have a spare phone lying around, which is perfectly fine. Some people do that. Or you can just cast from your phone while you're watching in bed, or whatever the case may be. You shouldn't be on your phone and watching the telly anyway. And again, you can listen to your music, all that kind of stuff. You can do presentations as well. All up to yourself what you can do, but all the options are there. But this is a lot more settings, and that's probably kind of the difference between this and some of the other ones, because projector prices have come down, but the options mightn't suit everyone. Like some screens can be adjusted, some can't. The brightness settings and all that is featured in this, but you know, that's good. The others don't. And then what other ones might have would have a store, but no brightness settings or anything like that. So that's what you're up against. So just make sure when you are buying to check out that they have the features that you need, and check out if you have a store. You've no problem with casting if you do already. Like say for myself, I have Chromecast there. It's perfectly fine. So again, there's something for everyone there to have a think about. So next up, we're going to give you a sample of both from casting and from the Chromecast itself plugged in. So now we're back with the screencast option. You can see there now we're connected through our phone, and basically what's going to happen there is your phone will be up on display there like so, and you can basically show what you have on your device. So again, you can use that for looking at the news in a bigger aspect if you want, showing pictures, presentations, all that kind of stuff there, which is really cool. So for example, if you want to go into photos there, there's nothing really on this phone as I use it for testing and doing videos and all that kind of stuff. So if we go into YouTube, we can put on the video there, press auto rotate the screen, and there you go. Sound is the same again, but that's just to give you an idea of what you can expect. And again, your pinch to zoom options will fill the screen, as you can see there. Just going to move that slightly and just show you again. You can fill up the screen same as you do on the phone. Everything comes out identical that's on the phone, and the sound remains the same. So that's basically it. And check, we have got a code for a discount for you as well. After this, we'll leave it up on the screen for you. And thanks for watching. Thanks to the company for sending this over, and do check it out. Really cool projector. Nice and simple. Casting looks excellent. You can use your Chromecast, you can use your Prime sticks, you can play your gaming machines, and you can see what the quality is going to be like there if you want. But that's about it. Maybe I could show you a quick film to give you an idea of a trailer without the sounds. So we'll type in latest trailers 2022 and you can have a look there. So here's a HD trailer here. We can pop that up there and have a look at that and see. So picture doesn't lie. You can see there for yourself what you can get and what you're going to expect. Again, it will take messing around with some of the settings, contrast ratio and all that kind of stuff, plus your brightness and all that. So everyone's different, but this is what you're going to see when you do pick one or choose to pick one up. And they've got several different versions of this model as well, and different price points with different features on them. So do check it out. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video, guys.